Good afternoon, I'm Raylene Ramsey. This is your afternoon news fix for Thursday, the 30th of April. Lawyers representing the families of the mosque attack victims say they're relieved the gunman's bid to appeal against his convictions has been dismissed. Brenton Tarrant was jailed for life over the 2019 shootings. Danica McLean has more.
At a Court of Appeal hearing earlier this year, Tarrant claimed poor mental health due to prison conditions led him to feel he had no choice but to plead guilty. The court's now rejected his argument, ruling his proposed appeal was utterly devoid of merit. Open Justice, reports barrister Arif Rashid, says the families will now be spared the trauma of reliving the attacks all over again.
Nicola Willis claims Winston Peters seems to be confused about aspects of the coalition agreement. Foreign Minister Peters is copping criticism from the coalition after releasing emails on the Iran war. The correspondence suggests Peters pushed back on the Prime Minister, wanting to show support for the US and Israeli strikes. Peters admits he should have told the PM what he was going to do. Willis says the government adheres to the principles of good faith and transparency.
The actions of his office were inconsistent with the upholding of those principles, and that is certainly a mistake. Now, we should judge people by their actions. The action was wrong.
Senior New Zealand First Minister Shane Jones is rejecting former Prime Minister Helen Clark's claim that the coalition government could be heading for divorce. Clark warns coalition partners are eating each other and the relationship's going to worsen. Jones says that's simply untrue.
I'm a man of profound appetites, but not even I'm that gluttonous.
Labour leader Chris Hipkins says stability in literacy and numeracy is something his party would aim for if it was in government. 2025 education data showed improvement in learning outcomes after the government introduced a mandated approach to structured literacy for new entrants. Hipkins says early literacy and numeracy education seems to be heading in the right direction.
That was building very much on the structured literacy approach that was being piloted when we were in government, and they've adopted effectively a similar approach in maths, and that's going well.
An inquest's begun into the death of Whangarei student Kanan Petra, who was swept away in floodwaters during a school trip 3 years ago. Claudia O'Neill reports.
The 15-year-old died at Abbey Caves following days of intense downpours that continued the day of the trip, prompting an orange weather warning. Now coroner Alexander Ho will be examining why Whangarei Boys High School went ahead with the trip. 2 teachers and an outdoor education contractor who helped with organisation will speak publicly about it for the first time.
The school board was ordered to pay reparations of more than $500,000 to the victims in 2024. In sport headlines, Warriors coach Andrew Webster's keen for Chanel Harris-Tavita to stay with the NRL club beyond 2026, despite the North Queensland Cowboys keen to lasso him. Attacking duo Sam Cosgrove and Jesse Randall are both in injury doubt for Auckland FC's elimination A-League final against Melbourne City on Saturday. Liv Golf's future could finally come to a head overnight. The Wall Street Journal reports Liv will tell players Saudi Arabia's public investment fund will stop backing the circuit after this season. That is your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update tomorrow morning from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.